Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Becoming CEO AF podcast. I am one of the hosts here. My name is Kimba Garcia.
And I am Amanda Bell.
And I'm Christopher Kader.
Ooh, surprise!
Love it.
So we are super excited to announce Chris also being one of the hosts that you will be seeing here on our podcast. He's also going to be a new coach with us here at CEOAF. So we're super excited to have you with us here today, Chris.
Thank you.
Wanted to take a minute, Chris. I'm curious, I guess, to hear more about kind of your background, who you are, what you do, where you're at, and why you're doing it.
So,
He's like, that's a lot, Amanda Bell.
That was fine. First question, it was loaded. He's a Marine. He got it. Load and shoot.
It's all good. It's all good. So I graduated high school in 2003, up where I live currently in UP of Michigan, and joined the Marine Corps straight out of high school. Served 5 years in the Marine Corps active duty. I actually had the opportunity to guard U.S. embassies worldwide. I was in Berlin, Germany for a year. I think I stayed in Cyprus for a year, and then Singapore for a year. And then upon honorable discharge from the Marine Corps, I actually went to Michigan State, downstate Michigan, and earned my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Upon graduating in 2012, I then went out into the workforce and mostly did sales for roughly 6 to 7 years across various industries. I actually was in finance for a little bit. So I definitely jumped around trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. Had the opportunity to live out in Bozeman, Montana for 3 years, which was awesome. It's actually where my son was born in 2015, and then made my way actually back to Wisconsin, just south of where I currently live, and was a police officer for roughly a year, but realized after doing that job, it just wasn't for me. So we moved back up to the area where my family and friends reside, and ended up starting my first business back in 2018, property management company, and then kind of moved into starting a different company last year, Copper Range Roofing Contracting. So licensed builder, focused on roofs in the summer. So
That is so much fun. I love that story. So at what point did the children come in? You've got a kindergartner and...
Yep. Yeah. So I have my son, Emmett. He just turned 6 this fall. And then I have a daughter, Veda, who just turned 3 in May. So
Nice. I love it. So you started, I guess, both companies. The kids have been around since you've been in both companies.
correct.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. That's a lot. A dad, 2 companies.
Yeah.
But I guess you were under a lot more pressure at the embassy. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He can handle it. And just to give everybody a little bit of a backstory here, Chris and Amanda have talked a few times, but this is kind of the first time that she's really getting to find out more about him, to where I've been working. How long have we been working together now, Chris?
About 6 months.
Yeah, about 6 months on. It's just so crazy. Marine gone police officer gone roofer, but that's how I originally met him. Was we've been working on his roofing company and growing and scaling that, which he's absolutely been crushing in true fashion, true CEOAF fashion, right? So it's just fun that y'all get to know each other on a deeper level now, and as we go through the podcast and it grows, it's just gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Super excited. I feel like I already love you. I already know you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel the same, Amanda.
I'm like, oh, my friend Chris, yeah, he takes ice baths.
So that's another important thing to know about Chris. He's one of those crazy people that intentionally gets in barrels full of ice water.
Yeah, which I just recently found out stings, like hurts, like it burns.
Recently, 5 minutes ago. Yes, it hurts. Chris, does it hurt?
It does. It almost kind of feels like you're getting stabbed with a bunch of small knives. But the end result is greater immunity, increased energy, and just an overall zest for life. So it's kind of a cool challenge to put yourself through. It's a very unique deal.
Yeah.
I love the term zest for life. What a great thing. Just reminds you you're alive.
Yeah.
And Amanda said she's willing to do it, folks. So if you're watching this right now, we're going to go ahead and get that on video as soon as Amanda jumps in the ice bath. Kimba will not be attending. I'll be the videographer for that event.
I did say before I knew that it felt like a million knives that I would go to my shoulders. I didn't say for how long, so that's up in the air. But I do intend to stand behind that while Kimba records it. You gotta feel the pain with me. And I bet you guys, I can already see it now. After getting stabbed a million times, I'm gonna be so grateful for everything I have in life as soon as I hop out. Do you have any questions for me now that I've like dissected your life?
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess you can tell me a little bit about yourself and what you're up to these days.
Yeah, Amanda Bell's the name, and selling real estate is my game. I'm just kidding. I like to help people. That's my
Yeah.
true. That's my true game. So Amanda Bell, 3 boys, 1 husband. He's gonna love that. AKA, I'm gonna be in so much trouble when I get home.
Yeah.
So 3 boys. My boys are older though. So I've got 2 middle schoolers and a high schooler. This year they're 12, 13, and 14. And they are a blast. And their creative little minds are so unique and I love it. Real estate, been licensed in Texas since 2016. Started the Amanda Bell Realty Group in 2019. Actually in this building that I'm currently sitting in.
Yeah.
Is where it actually started. And then just been growing ever since. Jumped in with CEO AF and Kimba and you at the end of, fourth quarter of 2021. So I'm super excited for that.
And that's where everybody's story really comes together, right? We all have our own individual businesses going, even a couple businesses going, but we all have that center passion around wanting to help people, wanting to lead. And I think, and for me, I don't want to speak for y'all, but I know both of y'all really well enough to say that when you're leading other people, it inspires you to continue to grow and be ahead because you have other people that depend on you. So that's why in growing CEO AF and really taking our impact to the next level, why I chose the 2 of you, because I see that calling and that passion and that drive in both of y'all as well. And that's one of the things that I told Chris. I said, man, the only thing that you're really missing right now, I think, are other people to lead and other people to inspire, because that is such a core part of who he is, just like you and I. It's like we want, at the end of the day, we do these things because they're the vehicles for the impact. Like you have to make money, right? You have to be able to pay the bills and be able to invest back into things and grow and live the life that you want. But once that's established, it turns into, how do I just create massive impact and bring other people with me? And that's why I love both of y'all so much and that we're doing this together.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super excited. It reminds me of when everybody always says, oh, I wish I had, my parents would have taught me this, or my school would have taught me finances, or my this would have taught me how to be this. And it's like, well, hang on. We all wish the same things. And guess what? Now that we've figured out where the pieces can come together and make a complete puzzle, let me help you. So that's where CEO AF came into play with all of it. Was like, well, I figured it out this way, and Amanda figured it out this way, and here's Chris who figured it out this way.
Exactly.
Put the pieces of the puzzle together and help everybody else. Because Kimba told me one time, she was like, Amanda, the fun part is we've figured out how to make money. That's not the issue anymore, right? So then it was like, well, shucks, she's so right. We have figured that out. Like, now that needs to be shared with everybody. That's what we all talk about. I wish somebody would have done this. I wish. So now's that opportunity for, if you still wish that, which I feel like you do, here you go. Jump on board.
Yeah, and I think we're each just so grateful for the mentors that have poured into us and helped us skip some of those punches to the face. And, you know, there's been a lot of things that I've learned from other people. There's been a lot of things that I've learned from just straight getting my ass kicked, old-fashioned way. But like you said, once that knowledge is there, it can never be taken away. And I want to share just a quick story, because I was talking to a business owner on the phone yesterday, and he was telling me about how he was an instrumental part of building a $15 million company, and now he's branching out and going on his own. And I said, you know what's so great is you have the knowledge inside your head to build a $15 million company year one. Because he was kind of like, well, I built their company. And, you know, and I was like, the great thing is, because that's one of the biggest things that I've learned and that I love to share with people, is that money's not even the wealth, it's the knowledge. Because you can lose the money, but you know how to rebuild. You know how to build a business. You have the mindset that leads you to build things and grow things and just live your life with passion. So everything else truly does align after that. And it's just so important that people understand it's not about the bank account balance today. It's about the knowledge that you have in your head, that nobody can ever take that away. Once you know the recipe, nobody can ever remove knowledge from your brain, right? So that's the super exciting part about all this too, because once people plug in with us and they get it, they have it forever.
I love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's what's going to be super fun about the coaching program. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about the Warrior program? I know we did on our last podcast a little bit, on podcast 1. We still are in the launch phases. So maybe kind of run, now that all 3 of us are here, we can run through.
I like that.
Yeah, okay, cool. So Chris is going to be doing primarily coaching. And of course, Amanda and I are going to be plugged into, especially at the beginning of it. Just it's going to be fun to launch everything together. But Chris is really heading up the role of being the Warrior 1 coach for people that come in. So Chris, tell us how you feel about that, what you kind of have planned for the program, where your mind's at with it.
For sure. So I guess what I envision is people that are just starting out in their entrepreneurial journey. So currently, they may not even have a business entity officially filed, but they have an idea. Maybe they're making a little bit of money doing, providing whatever service or product they're currently selling. So they're looking for kind of the next steps, how to structure their business, maybe looking to hire an employee or two to expand, and then really working on their mindset. I think sometimes we've all heard the term imposter syndrome. We really just get in our own way. It's so easy to think that we don't deserve to get to that next level, whatever that next level looks like for you. So I think that's really going to be the focus, is to help people wrap their head around what that next step looks like, and then drawing out a plan on how to get there, and then just holding them accountable to it, and reassuring them that they're fully capable of doing that.
Yeah, I love that.
I do love. That's one of my favorite things about working with clients too, is that when they bring their pain points to me, and Chris can testify to this too, because we do it all the time. A pain point happens in his business, and I'll just laugh. I'll just literally start laughing. No, I'm like, so this is great news. Because the great news is with the pain we grow, and with the pain exposes the problems that need solutions. And it's one of my favorite things about getting the blessing to be in the coaching space right now, or consulting space right now, is that we just get to turn all these problems into solutions and make people aware, because that's another thing you can never take away. So Chris, what do you think that it was kind of a pivotal moment for you where you realized, and I mean, maybe all the way back to the Marine Corps, maybe you had it in high school, but when you realized that mindset really was kind of step 1, that's like Warrior 1, stretch 1, step 1, mindset.
No, for sure. As far as mindset, I would say the Marine Corps was instrumental in really kind of laying that foundation. I mean, in high school, I wasn't much of a academic student, decent grades, let's say that. And, really once I joined the Marine Corps, it just taught me so much, discipline, core values, taking pride in the way you look, taking pride in the way you behave and what you say. So the Marine Corps really influenced, who I am truly today. And I would say in the last few years since starting, my second business, I really have had to take it to the next level, but I've worked off of that foundation that I created in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, I just love it. So Warrior 2 will be primarily me heading up and coaching Warrior 2. And I'm really excited about Warrior 2 because this is where we're going to be growing and scaling the business, building out all the systems and processes, really getting gangster with the marketing and just blowing the shit up. So the truth is, like Chris said, he's really, in starting his second business, he's really had to step his level up personally. And the truth is, I tell everybody all the time, I'm like, your business will never outgrow you. Hear that? Write it down, put it on the refrigerator. Your business will never outgrow you. And that's why Warrior 1, and bringing him in for Warrior 1, because he is so good. I mean, the man gets in the ice barrel. I mean, I can't even. I'm like, if anybody's going to coach people on an amazing, strong mindset, it is going to be our Marine Viking of the North, for sure.
Yeah, because literally never even knew that it was painful, even when he goes live, because he doesn't flinch. He doesn't bat an eye when he dunks himself in here, and then he stays.
For 5 minutes or 8 minutes.
So in my mind, I'm like, it's not that bad.
Yeah. Well, that's why I told you. So the first time, not to get off on a little rant here, but the first time that I showed Amanda a video of you, Chris, I was like, look, he's crazy. Look at him doing this. And then she's watching you get in there. And that's one of the things I kept saying. I was like, look how straight his face is, though.
Yeah.
Like, look at his face. He doesn't move it.
Yeah.
I am blown away. But so that's why it was important that he taught Warrior One, right?
Yeah,
The truth
absolutely.
is, Chris is the perfect coach for Warrior One. Now, I have scaled a roofing company over the last 5 years. I've done team building. I've had to figure out the back end finances. I'm not a numbers person. I'm a front-faced marketing person. And so I have been spending the last 5 years just learning all the things that it takes as an entrepreneur to be able to build a business, scale a business from the ground up, which is including tracking, hiring, recruiting, building in systems and processes, all of the different things that it takes, marketing at a whole nother level, because without sales, we don't have fulfillment. And I'm really excited. I actually told Chris, I can't even teach them Warrior 2 until they have Warrior 1. And that's why this program does stair step like that. For Warrior 1, you're going to learn mindset. And Warrior 2, you're going to focus on building on that mindset, but also on building and growing and scaling your business. So we are going to be creating cash flow in Warrior 2 is really going to be the game plan. And once you have money, right, once you have cash flow coming in and you know how to build cash flow, again, not about the bank account, but you have the knowledge in your head to be able to create cash flow at demand whenever you want to. Around any idea that you have, you know how to turn any idea that you have into a business. No one can take that away from you. Now, once we take that idea and we're successful in making it generate cash flow, then you get to graduate to Warrior 3, which is going to be Amanda.
Yeah. So, and I'm super excited for Warrior 3, but the most exciting part about all three of the Warrior levels, you guys, before I tell you more about Warrior 3, is that while you're moving up, you have the opportunity to coach the level below you. So you're always aware of what you just learned. You're never going to forget that. It's always going to be reminded to you because now you're helping the people who are just where you're at, and you get super excited because you're like, oh, me, I can help you. I just left there. So here's what happened to me when I was there. Here's what I recommend, and here's what worked and didn't work. Right? And so it's going to be a constant reminder of where you just left.
And that's what we were talking about at the beginning, too, about how you need other people to lead.
Yeah.
You need somebody to lead to keep you sharp. And the Warrior program is going to allow our students to be able to lead the people underneath them and be able to coach and help them. I'm so glad you said that because I forgot to say that.
Yeah. I love that part. And then, so Warrior 3, now you've jumped into Warrior 3. You've got the cash flow part down. You know how to make money. You've got all this knowledge. And now you're ready to have net worth, right?
Yeah.
So you've got a cash flow coming in and you're doing great. And a lot of people feel themselves getting very comfortable when they enter that level. Mm-hmm. They're content, right? They're content to be there. Well, guess what? Just like Kimba said earlier, that can all get taken away. Now you still have the knowledge, and the goal is to not have that taken away. So you need your net worth there, and you need to learn how to put things in very specific places, and that's ever changing in anything making money. Real estate, stock market, anything, you guys, it's ever changing. It's never one thing fits everybody sort of method. And so you get to learn all those things, but you also get to learn how to scale the businesses or business that you have currently at a larger level, right? And so you can go from that, you're now netting $500,000 a year would be roughly what that would look like entering Warrior 3 at Imagine. Mm-hmm. And so now once you're netting $500,000 a year, how can you get to that $1 million curve, right? That first million is the hardest, right? So how can you get there? We legit almost hit $1 million net worth, my family personally, at the end of 2021, and I missed it by a hair, and it's driving me batty. So 2022,
I had to calm her down.
Here I come. She did. I called her. I was like, Kimba, I'm super upset right now.
I'm like, but be so grateful that you're right here. You're right there. But and that's just what I love about this so much, because in my own life, I've been able to go from literally nothing to figuring out, we can make money. We just have to learn how, to now I'm entering that space in my life too, where I have different investments going on at all times. And I'm like multiple different styles of investments going on now, from stocks to I don't have any real estate right now. I did a house flip last year, going to pick up some rentals this year. along with some crypto stocks. Did I already say that? And then some whole life policies, a couple whole life policies with some investing accounts that I can start investing out of tax-free moving into the next couple of years. So I'm really excited about all those things. And I'm excited about Warrior 3 because it is for the next generation. All three of us here are parents. This is where you're not only providing the life that you want, now you're leaving it to the next generation and the next generation. And to me, that's what real legacy is about. So I'm super excited to bring together the Warrior program because it's truly going to take people from being broke mentally to becoming net worth millionaires by the time that they go through Warrior 1, Warrior 2, and Warrior 3 with the right mentorship guidance. And like you said, Amanda, just that forever changing things, the black swans that happen in the market, the things that pop up in life. It's never ending. It's never changing. We're always holding our balance in our Warrior 3 pose, as we continue through our journey. So I'm super excited to launch the Warrior program. So y'all definitely stay tuned for that. Coming up here in the next couple weeks, we'll be able to start taking applications, and that should be out by the time this podcast airs, honestly.
Absolutely.
Well, great. Y'all stay tuned for our next podcast. We are going to be bringing on different entrepreneurs, different people of walks of life, different people that we consider to be CEO AF, and just hear out their story, pick their brain, and just continue to bring that value and knowledge to the podcast, to the Facebook, to the Instagrams. We're on all the things. So go follow us. Make sure that you subscribe and share our podcast with your friends. That's what is going to help it grow. And we appreciate y'all for that so much. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
See you guys.